understand what's at stake.
to
Go ahead,
allow
Modupe.
Chilo to talk. So I was waiting. So I don't
Well,
forget.
actually,
I don't
Donald has
forget
been
my.
waiting to speak. So Donald, we'll go to you, and then we'll circle. Welcome back,
Oh,
Donald.
hello. Sorry about that. I'm back in now. I don't know what happened
Okay,
there. The
go ahead,
network just went.
Donald. You've heard what's been talked about so far, and what Dr. Damages is talking about is how are we going to reach our people? He says that we don't have time. And so the election, he believes, is going to happen because we don't have the time to reach our people. Donald, now you're frozen.
Let Modupe go ahead after handling to
Okay, Modupe, go ahead.
Modupe can go ahead.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Jean. So I wanted to add before to what Chilo said, and now that the last speakers
Dr.
spoke
Damages.
about how are we going to stop the election? Basically, I mean, he said we can't. Yes, we can. And that's one thing that I'm going to tell you why we can't, right? Because I used to think that way too, that, oh my God, how are we going to stop this? Yes, we can. And you know what? Do we remember the story of David and Goliath in the Bible, right? Where Goliath had all of the, war experiences, all of the ammunitions, well versed in everything. And then, and then there was this little boy that I've never been to war before, but had just a little stone, just a little bit of stone. And guess what happened to that stone? That stone brought that mighty, Goliath down. And that's why I said we can't. But you know what? Because we don't know what we have. We have not recognized our David stone. We need to recognize our David stone so that when we shoot that stone, it's going to hit the mark. Now,
and I'm going to just add something a little bit more in our today, the French Revolution. They had even less opportunity than we have today.
Okay.
So, less, because they were not even educated. And look at all of you here that are educated, and all of the other people that we've talked to that we know, who've listened to our broadcasts, who've been, part of the process, right? But the French Revolution had people, they were literally falling dead on the street. Yeah, we have 90 million people who are living in poverty. Yeah, we get that. But those dead bones on those streets rose up and said, off with their heads, and took back their power. So while on the surface, it looks as if, things cannot happen in a short period of time, that's really not the case. Go ahead, Modupe.
Okay, so my David stone. Let me not forget my David stone. So
let's make it short because we want to get through some of the other things that are important.
It's really very, very short, and I'm going to explain why I call it our David stone. Is that right now, the reference to 2019, when the election was coming, and you said, some people said, it's not gonna hold, but then it held. Now think back 2019 and now. How many people were? I was not even aware of any movement. I was not even aware that the insecurity was this bad. But you know what? When change is imminent, it's going to happen. And let me tell you, Buhari himself is actually an agent of change. You know why? It's because he made it possible for people like me and you and other people to join the movement, because then we started seeing, his involvement in this, in the insecurity, because he was looking the other way, right? And letting all of his kinsmen kill our people, and then those who dare to talk, he went after those people, like Nnamdi Kanu, like Sunday Igboho. He went after them, and basically, he went after the people that were speaking against against violence. So back to what the David Stone is, right? Everybody's been saying, oh, we're wasting our time going to. Please hold on.
Go ahead. 1 minute to wrap up. Go ahead.
Our time going to United Nations, calling on the international community because they're not going to help us. Yes, they are not going to help us, but we're going to help ourselves. And you know what we're going to do? That 2023 election, I'm telling you, if you can go into your, if you can tap into your people, villages, towns, everybody, and we all come out and we all say, no, we are not voting. Or we say, no, we are not coming out. You know why? They are bribing people so that they can go. Because let me tell you, if they can run the elections based on their fraudulent ways, how come they are bribing people to come out and vote? What they are doing is that, once they've prepared their fraudulent results, because we know that they prepared the results, once they've prepared it, they just need a few of us to come out and validate it. So those few people that will go out and validate it for them, let them not go out. We're going to say, no, we are not doing this. No, we're not. And that's our David Stone. And that's how we can make it stop.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to chip in.
Okay, where's Donald? Donald, are
Hello,
you okay now? Because you were frozen.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Go
good.
ahead, AY, while Donald is getting ready, and then after that, it will be Chilos.
Okay. Look, it is never too late. One of the things that we mustn't do is to defeat ourselves. We might as well go ahead with what we are going to do. They are going to do what they are going to do anyway. Their agenda is one. We know their agenda. That's the beauty of this thing. We know their agenda. Their agenda is to keep us enslaved in our land. And our job is to make sure we get to what is called critical mass, a la what Obasanjo said. We need to get to critical mass. Now is not the time for us to sort of procrastinate or hold back or try and think or doubt ourselves. We don't need, I'm not a religious person, but I'm going to use a biblical term, doubting Thomases. We don't need any of that right now. We need us all to work together. And I mean literally, continue to explain to our people what is being done to us. Look, these guys have sat on our resources. I am telling you, take it from me. 0.3% of the GDP is what our mineral resources that they're not even tapping into. We have over 40 different types of mineral resources in that land. That land is rich. What they've done is by imposing that constitution, that fraudulent constitution, and I'm losing it now, but I'm going to be
okay. Let's move on. Dr. Damages asked. I mean, I love the question because it's not about doubting Thomases, right? No. It's about we always need the devil's advocate. Every group needs a devil's advocate because when you sit back and they go, oh, we're going to do it, and everybody's sitting at home, it's not going to happen.
Let me chip in.
It will not happen.
Let me chip in.
And quickly. So we need to have a plan, right? Where are our radio messages? Where are our TV messages, if we can do this? Where is our newspapers, the pamphlets, the town halls, right? If Dr. Damages has not seen it, he's going to say, well, nothing is happening. We're not reaching our people. Yeah. So our people need to, those of us that believe in that, this is your clarion call.
Now, let me just interject quickly there. When Dr. Damages, I'm not trying, this is not a personal thing towards you. Please do not take that way at all. What I'm talking about is I'm talking from a passionate point of view of a generality. This is something that involves all of us. And of course, what you just said now in terms of what if, it's a reality that we have to address. And I thank you very much for bringing that to our attention, because it actually conscientizes and concentrates our mind on how we are going to make sure we get the message, the likes of which Jean just said now, the videos, the interactions, the going
newspaper articles,
the newspapers, everything. Everybody needs to be involved. So please do not take that as a personal slight on yourself at all. I wouldn't even dream to do that. Please don't. So I'm just saying I'm passionate about this, but I wanted to just say that. But thank you.
I think we're all passionate about it.
Let me just say something else, just something very quick. Last week, I sent a tweet to Moalo, who is running for president. So I said to him, how do you become a president under the bad constitution? Because in a video that he sent out, he acknowledged that the constitution is bad. So I said, how do you become a president under this bad constitution? How do you swear to uphold this constitution and then turn around to restructure the country and give it a better constitution? Can you change the tires of a car while it's in motion? So this is his response to me. He says, I understand, but a country cannot stop running. Now, restructuring a new or improved constitution are necessary, but the reality is that given the stance of President Muhammadu Buhari, it is that we don't, it won't happen before 2023. Election will hold, and the best is to elect a leader who will restructure the country. That's his response. Now, it's not important what he says, but what's important is what other people, Nigerians, their reaction to this conversation. And there were so many reactions all over Twitter. And I didn't see a lot of people who share the position that there is a way of stopping the election. There's a way of doing something else other than that this will happen. So what it tells me is that people who have this position, who are here, that whatever the message has not gone out there, there are no advocates, who are out there pushing this idea, because these are the people, regular people, these are the people who are going to cast their votes next year. These are the people who are pushing this, joining these political parties, joining these candidates and fighting for them. And if you're engaged on social media, you know that if you say anything against Tinubu, the vice president, or the candidates, even Rochas Okorocha, people will come after you. They have recruited their people, they are pushing their agenda. Where are the people pushing this agenda that the constitution is not going to make it possible for the new president, whoever that is, to restructure the country?
Yeah, but I think I'm just going to do a quick response to that. When you say that there are not people who are on the other side, that's not exactly correct, because we've got Ilado Modua, we've got Yoruba Directorate, we've got NINAS, we've got the Biafran groups, we've got IPOB, etc., who are standing and saying what we're talking about. The one thing that has changed, you said, where are they? The one thing that has changed, they can have their campaigns, but we can't have any rallies, right? Because they closed that door, right? So they're making it impossible for us to be very open on the ground so that the people would hear the message. That's one thing, right? But secondly, back in 2019 and even in 2020, not a whole lot of people knew about the 1999 constitutional issue and what was wrong with it. But now everybody knows it. It didn't take a lot of time for those of us that knew what needed to happen to push that message so that everyone heard it. That's the opportunity that we have today. And so I have great belief, because I know there are minds that understand what it takes to be able to push this message out and push it out effectively. And we can send the message out effectively. It's either you want to be worth 2,000 naira every 4 years, and in between you're dying while they're flying overseas, they have homes overseas, they've got all the latest guys. Oh, by the way, they also have private jets to rush them away, I guess, once things start imploding, so that they escape and leave the rest of us in the carnage. So, Dr. Damages, I really appreciate the fact, because, we come, you coming and you say, well, I send this out and this is what happened. And that's a wake up call for our people. Mm-hmm. Because our people, a lot of the people who are in the freedom movement don't make their way onto social media to have their voices heard. And we've been shut down on the ground, because when you have a rally, they now have a bill, they immediately slap one together, right? To stop that happening, from getting that information out. So we see that there's a concerted effort by the political class to keep the status quo. Mm-hmm. Because all of the people that you're talking about, Dr. Damages, how many of them have condemned the Fulani herdsmen that are killing? How many of them have said to Buhari, you need to take the arms away from these people? Any of the political people, both the ones that are now and the ones that are trying to come on board. How many of them have done that? How many of them have said, you cannot keep putting Boko Haram into the army? And by the way, let's talk about this now. The ICC said the Nigerian armed forces have committed crimes against humanity, against its own people. And we're talking about the indigents. This was just in 2020. And even more damning, that they have failed to do anything tangible to stop it. We're talking about Buhari and his people.
Because they are benefiting. So
that's what I'm trying to say. Somebody that's saying that the political person is going to come and change things, okay. What about the fear factor? Remember 2019, Buhari said if he doesn't win, he's going to make the country ungovernable. Well, he's made the country ungovernable anyway with his people, right? So, but I do get what Dr. Damages is saying, and it's a challenge for all of us because our rallies have been shut down in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They have been shut down.
That is a fact.
Yeah, because if not, the message would have been everywhere already. Because we were gearing up, people were gearing up, right?
I'd like to just come in here briefly because for the first time, I don't know why I'm using 2 networks and I'm wondering why my system would have gone frozen.
I know, I noticed that.
Wi-Fi's are on, so I think it's a technical problem. So
yeah.
Anyway, what I wanted to point out is this. First of all, we are talking about if the 1999 Constitution is going to change the insecurity problems we have here. We all know the answer. But what we need to do is to be able to establish the reasons to people. Because we can just, people can just sing that the 1999 Constitution is wrong. But a whole lot of people that are giving reasons, alternative reasons, oh, okay, let's go and vote and maybe we'll try to change later, are saying that because they do not really understand how the Constitution has created this problem for us. Yes, Kilos had said, oh, it depends on the person that is sitting down there. The person that is sitting down there is limited. It takes the worst to actually show you the deficiencies, like Buhari has actually shown us the deficiencies. Number one, the security of, the cause of insecurity is because we have a centralized system of security that even your immediate government around you does not have control and cannot provide you security. The only person that can provide you security is Abuja. And if Abuja is not interested in you, you are doomed. Just like what is happening here, the gates can be opened for the butchers to come in and do what they want to do with you. So it depends. If the man does not like you, you are dead. And it's not supposed to be so. We need to have a constitution that actually allows you to protect yourself or to your immediate government to be able to protect you. Having said that, on what Okoko said, I can't remember the name he was calling.
Dr. Damages.
Damages. Okay, going to what Damages said. You see, you are not totally wrong. At the same time, I would not say you are totally wrong, but we also have to look at, like I said, yes, we have to educate people, and you're saying we've not seen people that are doing the educating processes. And like Jean has pointed out a few constraints we have, like we cannot do rallies like the Yoruba Nation had once was taking it up, and was the whole the masses were picking interest, and we're beginning to achieve the critical mass. So I think a gathering like this can also help if we put our heads together and come up with a better strategy. Because if you're standing from the outside and you say, oh, you're not doing very well, but I'm sure that because we are outside the box, you could see something different. Okay, for instance, while we were here speaking, there's something, it just occurred to me that if we are not doing rallies again, probably what we might just do is to approach the court, ask the court if we do have a right to gather or not. And with the order of that court, we can now move with that. So the gathering like this can actually help us to take a better decision. And while we are yet here, we can also decide and strategize on how do we pass out, how do we break down this information to reach the people? Because before people are provoked to engage into anything, they need to understand something. So yeah, we just talked about the 1999 Constitution, but we have to tell people why it is the cause of our insecurity. And we have to let them know that it might be worse. And like you talked about Bukalo when he said, "Oh, he's going to do it while he's there." What he does not know is that he has a lot of limitations in that Constitution. Absolutely. He's not just going to wake up. He's not going to have an executive for that to do it. And if you have the majority, like what the Constitution itself has structured, to say no when you are trying to say yes. That means you are going to remain in bondage. You remember even when Jonathan wanted to do the, what do they call it, that conference that he did, you saw how difficult it was. You saw the level of opposition. Even in that conference, it is structured in such a way that they still seem to have a majority there and that they can say no, even when you want to say yes. So it makes it very, very difficult. So the best thing to do if you're resolved to have a change, or to have to build hope for our people, is to strategize on how to create a critical mass, a consensus amongst the people that for us to proceed, let's have a new constitution and let the constitution be rectified by plebiscite and referendum. And when you do that, the people are actually going to express how they need to be governed. If they want to, depending on the level of autonomy that this region want. Because when you're looking, when we talk about states, what are states supposed to be in a federating unit? And you see, before the white man came up, before, let me not even say the white man, let me just say, even if I say before the white man, and even in the 60s, what you had in these areas were nations of people. Look at the UK. UK has 3 different nations in one nation. There are just 67 million of them. You have the Scottish, the Welsh, English. They're just about 67 million. Yeah. And when you have the Igbos in Nigeria, we know how many they are. We know how many the Yorubas are in Nigeria. They are nations on their own. So when you now have these nations being balkanized into units that are not federating itself, it's a false federation.
Indeed.
Because these balkanized lines are not federations. So you are going to likely have genocides, because you are going to have people of a different nation feeling being oppressed by another people. So you're going to have this problem until we have the indigenous nations deciding who they want to federate with, who they want to stay with, and so forth. You're going to continue.
Okay.
So these are things
if we can wrap it up, that'll be great. Okay. So because that brings up another topic that we're going to be talking about. Should non-indigenous people hold leadership roles? I think that's going to be a very fiery discussion that we're going to have. But for now, we're talking about, we've kind of crossed into the how to. You know, part of what we're trying to do here is to really provide people with information. Dr. Damages, what we're trying to do is to provide people with that information that you're talking about, given the limitations that we have. And we have found this has been very successful, Dr. Damages, in reaching people. We have brought a lot of people to this message by having these little town halls and blasting it out on YouTube and Twitter, et cetera, and sending it around. It has been very successful in bringing a lot of the people, especially those in the diaspora, to understand what's really going on, okay? And so we need to exponentially grow that. I mean, there's no question about that. We need to exponentially grow that. But let me have Modupe show the video. I think I want to show the video on the one where we're talking about the
Bala Mohammed.
The Danjuma video that talks about what's actually going on in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
So if we can have the Danjuma video, and then when we come back, Okenze is going to have the opportunity to make his comment, and I think Elder Tango was wanting to make a comment as well. So let's go to the video whenever you're ready. But this is great conversations that need to occur. These need to be occurring every day. And that's one of the things that we're trying to put in place. But unfortunately, this is true story. A lot of the people that we talked to about got coronavirus. And so they've been down and recovering, because we were going to be going to multiple, our goal was to get to, one of these a day, every day, and then to have multiple on the weekends. And we were gearing people up, and lo and behold, Omicron.
Omicron, yes.
Omicron. We need to Omicron our freedom movement. I know it's not a good virus, But we need to Omicron and freedom movement is really what it says. But are you ready with that? What is that
Yeah,
video?
I didn't see the Danjuma video. I have Malafia and
okay, that was actually in your WhatsApp. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let Okenze speak, and then after that, I think.
Okay, Okay, I'll pick it up while he's doing that.
Okay, awesome. Because I think it's important for us to understand, you know, from the perspective of someone who was in the system and someone who knew what was going on. You know, we've got the Danjuma, we've got the Melafia, we've got, you know, people from the Middle Belt who are talking about personal experiences. We've got all that information. But again, if our people don't see it, then, you know, it doesn't really exist for them. Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you. I thank everybody that spoke also. It gives me the opportunity to think and harmonize what I want to say. Now, you see, I want us to actually see the thing that we are dealing with for what it is. This is an invasion that we are dealing with, and it comes with everything that invasion comes with, including destruction of lives and properties. Now, if we want to our defense, we need to begin to think in the way
joining us now is public affairs analyst Shijibumi Adebi Bennett.
Oops.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, all right, carry on. I think it's been stopped.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the gallery. Just go ahead. Okay, sorry about that. Everybody, please mute your lines.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure everyone is.
So we have invasion, and I heard what everybody said, and some of the things we've not pointed out. We all believe that going to 2023 election is not going to solve our problem. Now, the question is, what is going to solve our problem, and how do we put it in place? This is what I believe we should be focusing our attention on. How do we conduct this referendum in place of politically conducted elections? This should be our focus, for us to build out a strategy, a plan in place that will enable us to conduct and oversee our own referendum, that the government or whoever is in charge, whoever takes the place of governance in our land, because we know we don't have one, all these people that are acting as government can, if they wish, follow the strategies we will build in place, because it does not make sense for us to once again depend on those who do not think the best for us to build out the things we need in order to govern ourselves, not grow. These people are there to destroy. Now, if we want something else, it is our responsibility to design, to think and plan how those things will be, how we will conduct our own referendum, what will be the basis, who are included, who are allowed to cast their vote, in which locations and where. These are our responsibilities. And I do not believe that we don't have enough time. Assuming that our lives depend on it, we have 1 year plus, we have like 14 months to plan and put a stop to this mad horse that is charging towards our destruction of all. So we have enough time to plan, we have enough time to get these messages across to our people. Thank God some pulpits are beginning to speak. We need to get more to speak. And it is our responsibility to get to them. Some mosques also are speaking. We need to get more to speak. Schools are there for us. These are our assets. We have a lot of agitation groups that are agitating for one thing, though in different ways. It is our responsibility to get all these groups together, harmonize the message and the plan and the strategy. What we all want is, we want a government that is built by the people. That is the only thing that we are asking for. We want the security forces that are made up of the community that will protect the communities they are in, not these foreigners that are killing when people are expressing who they are. Our culture, Yoruba culture, Igbo culture, the culture of the people that are in Nigeria, the indigenous people of Nigeria, allow people to express themselves, at least to some certain degrees. We are not that kind of people that kill people because of their opinion. Yet here we are, our citizens, our people are imprisoned because they use their mouth. It is unbelievable. And we don't have to take position of weakness. This is our land. This is our place. We make the rules. It is our responsibility. It's because we've not made the rules yet. This is why foreigners are making rules for us. Until we make the rules and make the people to obey our rules, nobody's going to obey them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And there's a lot of, information in there, right? There's a lot of information in there. And that's one of the things that we have all been talking about. A group of us have all been talking about the fact of the things that we need to execute to this year, and the fact that contrary to some groups that think that, we need to exclude people, everyone should be under the banner of the Nigeria referendum. Everyone should be under the banner. We have to end the 1999 Constitution. Everyone should be under the banner that we need to restore the Nigerian nations, and we need to stop the 2023 election to do that. As long as you're not doing anything to kill our people, come one, come all. Come one, bring all. That's pretty much a stance. That's what a stance is. Freedom from Nigeria is very clear. Everyone, every organization. In Dr. Damages, you're going to start seeing a lot of things going to happen in the next few months, where we'll be getting those organizations to be more vocal in a way that is visible. And to Donald's point, Donald, you must have been in my dream this morning, because that was exact same thing about the lawsuit. And when you said that, I was just like, maybe you were in my dream, because the things that we can do, that are bizarre even, that would get the attention of our people, right? It will get the attention of our people. And so, I agree with Okenze, we have time. We don't have a lot of time, and things need to start moving quickly. But in the meantime, as we are planning those things and raising funds for those things to happen, our people need to continue to hear the message. Okay, and Donald would bear me witness, and Modupe as well, that and Ayo, they've been they've been attending these meetings and hearing the type of information that we're sending out and the impact that it's having on people. Because once you have understanding of what your situation is, who's doing it to you, what are they using to doing it to you, and the fact that you do have the power to step out of it, then a lot more people will be coming on board. But it's our responsibility. Those who are awake need to waken the other people. That's just the reality of it. Mazuka, do you have that video?
Yeah, I told you, yes.
Okay, you can go ahead, and then when we come back, Elder Tango is going to join the conversation. Again, these conversations are really to talk about things that are going on, but also to get our people to think. Because if we don't put it together for them, because information is everywhere, and we take this opportunity to bring it together so that they can see it in one place. Go ahead, Monica, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
And then Elder, when we come back, you will be on.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Got it now, yeah.
I need to push the start to your right.
Aba is a mini state. It's a mini Nigeria composed of various ethnic groups living together reasonably peacefully. But the peace in this state is under assault. There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state, and of course in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. The ethnic cleansing must stop in Taraba State. It must stop in all the states of Nigeria. Otherwise, Somalia will be a child's play. I ask every one of you to be alert and defend your country, defend your territory, defend your state. You have nowhere else to go. You have nowhere else to go. God bless our country.
Okay, this, I think, I mean, when you take a look at the number of people that have viewed this, you ask yourself the question, why hasn't this gone viral? Why isn't every indigent? Why isn't this before every single indigent? He said it very clearly. Just like that Deferesen video where he said it very clearly. Do not let these people drag you to 2023 so that they can continue to, take what has been given to you, right? We have tools. We just need tool handlers. We need more tool handlers and more people that would open up their pockets. Okay, because to reach people, you gotta spend money to reach people. Gotta be passionate about it, not just in our words, but in our actions, because that's what counts. So I'm gonna go to Elder Tango. And after that powerful video, very powerful video, and give us an opportunity to talk about what we're talking about. Can the 2023 election fix the horrors in Nigeria?
Yes. Good day, everybody. Dr. Damages, everybody in the forum.
You are welcome.
I say greeting to all. Why I joined, a friend just gave me the link that I will come in. I love anywhere they discuss about our country, Nigeria, because we all need a good country, a better country. That's the problem. But and I see no magic stopping these people. They are determined. In a system that they keep everybody poor, people are poor, no hope for immediate food, nothing. So people giving out their right or even selling their votes in advance is not their will, it's the situation. So these people are holding tight and they believe nothing anybody can do. Why I can talk here? Because I was listening. Here is too, it's conducive for me to express myself because I observe people that are here and when people talk here, I know it's a starting good place. There's no blame game here. Many of us have had mistakes in the past. But the country, how do we save this country if we still need that country? Because for me, with my experience, I'm an S-man too, ex-military personnel, and I work intelligent. Most of these names, we know that the movement is lucky. Some people are lucky, they make it in the way they want. But what I'm saying is that for me, I've been in exile for years, living in Europe, going around the world, because the country is not good. I'm not a kid. I'm an old man, but I look young due to my stature. I look young due to my stature. The country is in problem. Many little gods, Thailand, because in an unjust society, those that benefit from it sees nothing wrong in that system. They see nothing wrong in that system. Nigeria is in a mess. All this agitation, everybody, all have been hijacked. IPOB have been hijacked. Politicians are owner of IPOB now. every organization, any organization that they will stop them, they will buy it over. So no one to trust. So I wonder how this magic will be, how we get along with this magic. That's why when my friend Sam, we are in another forum having an argument, then he's the one that invited me here. So building awareness, these people are ready. They are not playing the game according to the rule. Geneva Convention, even to raise a knife, let us not say weapon, to raise a knife against an armed person is a crime. Geneva Convention, you shoot protesters without gun. So which chance can they people protest? I watch this forum now, most of us are not in Nigeria. People in Nigeria, Nigeria is a place that they can kill whoever you can kill and nothing will happen. People are dying every day.
Yeah.
People are dying in daily basis. So this campaign, we do the campaign, yes, really. And we fail to understand Nigerian problem. There is serious foreign backing in all this. The foreign nations that benefit from Nigeria doesn't need our stability for we to be in peace. Most of foreign nations.
Yeah, that's all of Africa, because Africa, especially Black Africa, has most of the resources in the world.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Black Africa does.
The resources they get, the one they benefit from us. But we have seen the world, most of the European countries benefit, their oxygen is from Africa. So if Africa is in peace, that is a problem. Let us start with this campaign. Dr. Damage made a point that it's not easy. And everybody give his point. Everybody said good word here, but what I'm saying is that the campaign will start, but would they buy it? That's another question. If you start this campaign, tell people the truth, and then themselves, these people are master planner. They can stage this, they can turn this campaign into violent without you or the coordinator being noticed. They can plant somebody inside. The gentle campaign will turn to a violent campaign. So that's my take. Any good idea to, like now, I speak Yoruba, I speak Igbo, I speak Hausa, as a Barak person. So I see Nigeria as a one. More Nigeria is good, it's welcome. But
yeah,
Nigeria
I think, those are good thoughts that you're talking about, but I think the thing that we are concerned about, it's not the oneness, because we were one when we had those regions. It was one Nigeria. But the reason, and that's one of the conversations that we're going to have, it looks like we're going to have to postpone a lot of the topics.
I'm here to give my feeling.
Oh, no, I said that's right. I said a lot of
weaken central government. Listen, if central can be weak, regional can still stand. Going out, we cannot go out in peace. Either we go to the war, or we remain royal, or we remain peace. Any other rough step is war, and that war will not be in our interest. We have studied it.
Okay, thank you very much. If you can wrap up so that we can have other comments. But thanks for your comments, and I certainly hope that you are going to be part of the movement to move the masses, because that's the magic. It's the masses that get freedom. It's not individuals, it's the masses. But we as the individuals need to move the masses. We need to reach them. So each of us need to have a commitment. You have to have a commitment, not just in coming to this program because we do this program, but again, the things that needs to happen on the ground has been said, right? We need to have pamphlets going out, posters going out. We need to have, on the print media going out, right? All of these things take money. And so we need to be able to do that, right? We need to galvanize the groups, right?
My last question. If we stop the election, we succeed, what next plan, agenda do we have for the people?
Well, that's actually a topic that Donald and I were talking about that with Imora. And that's a topic that we're going to have on the 19th. We're going to devote the whole program.
This is my question.
Yes.
If this movement sustains,
we're going to talk about, the transition. We're going to talk about the referendum and what also Okenze talked about. Well, how is the referendum going to happen? How are we registering the people, getting them ready? How are we telling them what needs to happen? All of that, we're going to have that conversation on the 19th. That's a couple of weeks from today. That's going to be the whole show that day. It's going to be on that. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to look at, what needs to happen and how how it's possible. Because today we're all saying the same thing, right? Dr. Damages raised the question, how are we reaching people? We talked about, well, here are the challenges that we have, but we also made it clear before last year, 2021, a lot of people were not on the bandwagon that we need to end the 1999 Constitution. But today, in 2021, we accomplished getting that everywhere. And now we're on this, right? We're on this quest of making people understand why the 2023 election is not the way to go. But at the same time, the questions must be answered as to how do we move forward to a referendum? How is the transition government going to happen? Who are the people that are going to be doing that if this government is saying that they're dragging their feet? But there's a lot that happens and changes. Once the masses rise up, a lot changes. So thank you very much. And I'm going to go to Dr. Damages, and then after that, we'll go to Modupe, and we can continue the conversation. Thank you all, everyone. We haven't gotten very far. We've gotten stuck in number 2. So I guess next week we'll pick up on some of the other things, because that's obviously, these are very important topics, not just for us, but for our land. And that's one distinction that I want to make. This movement is not about Nigeria. Let me repeat it. This movement is not about Nigeria. This movement is about our land. I don't care what you call it. It's our ancestral land. It's our birthright. It's the future of our generations. It's the freedom for us to have life and not have indigenous people invading our land, killing our people with impunity, meaning they have no consequences. It's about our land. It's about our heritage. It's about our future.
Okay.
So let's let out the Nigeria reference. Let's talk about our land, because I think all of us can get behind that, from the north to the south. Dr. Damages.
All right. So I have to leave. So I wanted to have an opportunity to thank everybody for allowing me to chip in, and just to wish everybody well. I wanted to point out that video you showed of Danjuma speaking, I used it on my show when it happened, and some of the feedback I got were things like, there were people who were blaming him. He was part of the system.
Absolutely.
There were people who were saying, okay, now you've identified that the system is messed up, which you were part of. What are you going to do about that? Why are you going to put the resources that you already benefited from the system? Because he is one of the richest people in the country. Why are you just saying it? I mean, you don't have to come out and say it and do nothing and disappear. If Danjuma should lead the Middle Belt and say, oh, we have to stop this, Middle Belt will respond. So
Absolutely.
These are some of the reactions. And then on the part of this group and other groups that are, trying to change things, this question I asked Abaribe, leader of the Senate and in the opposition, I said to him, there was something we were discussing, and I said, if the Middle Belt, the South-South, the Southeast, and the Southwest, we would think that in general, we agreed these are the problems, this is the solution. If they come together, can they make a change? Can they make a change? They can. We know they have the numbers. This landmass, there's a number there to change even anything. They have the number. But why they are not together? Why are they not together? Is that it requires work. It requires a lot of hard work, and a lot of people want this to be a miracle that will happen overnight. It's not.
It's not.
Someone like Danjuma saying that, oh, they are killing us. Someone has to reach out to people like that, because you're saying there is need for money. Of course, any movement needs money.
Yeah.
Who is going to bring the money?
Yeah.
People have the money, but you have to convince them and say, this is important for you. But the problem is that those people who have the resources, they're benefiting from that system.
Absolutely.
And they are not going to use the resources that they're getting from that system.
Again, it all points to the masses. We have to reach the masses, because it's the masses that's going to deliver the freedom. Period.
Right.
We
But
have all the history that supports that.
I'm sorry, I have to go. I really
Okay.
enjoyed this. I will watch the rest of the conversation when I get a chance. Okay.
Okay, thank you very
Thanks
much.
for
We're getting
joining
ready
us.
to actually,
Great
we're
talking to
actually
you.
getting ready to end,
Thank you.
but we'll
Thank
continue
you.
next week because we didn't
All
get
right.
very far today.
Okay.
But we'll continue every week and we'll be talking about it. But thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Damages, and we'll
Thank
be
you.
seeing you on again, I'm sure. Okay, so Modupe and Imoro, you guys have your hands raised up. Go ahead, Modupe.
Yes. Actually, I want to when the elder spoke and he said, I mean, he spoke really well because that's what our people, that's what you hear from our people. But you know what? At this point, we are not going to let the laggards, because laggards are the ones that pull you back, right? We're not going to let them stop us. This train is moving. So, you know how they'll say this train is moving, please, stay away, right?
It's a jet. We've got a jet, Modupe. We've got a jet.
Yeah, we're on a jet. Call it a jet, call it a train, call it, but we are moving, right? And so those the laggards they will catch up with us. I'm telling you, they will.
Yeah.
But we should not let that stop us. That like these people, they are so powerful. Oh, they have all this stuff and they can. No, they cannot. Like you said, in the French Revolution, I'm telling you, events will be so bad that people will not even be thinking of, are they going to kill me or whatever? No, it's like this needs to stop now, and it's stopping now. And that's what we need to do. And we need to continue with this momentum. We are building the momentum. Like you said, back in 2019, I didn't even know that anything was going on. I'm telling you, I didn't have a clue that anything was going on. So thank you.
And great words, Modupe, great words. We have a great opportunity. Okay, as I said it, we have time. He said it, we have time. And, we've got, people who are building, infrastructure that would help the process. And we need to support those processes. There's no ifs, buts, or wherefores about it. But we also need to reach back to all of our organizations, right? And so, there's the team of us that, I think we're all healthy now. I see some more people here, and everyone's gotten more healthy because people got hit by, and I was going through my own recovery process, as Donald knows very well, and Modupe as well. So, it's been a rough last, couple of months, but I think we're now out and we're stronger. And we are stronger than anything. We will not stop until we succeed. There's failure is not an option. Okay. And just because things get delayed does not mean that you stop. It just means that it's getting us closer to where we need to be. So, Imoro, your thoughts. We have another 4 minutes and we're going to wrap up, and then we'll pick up again next week, because obviously this topic has a lot that we need to share. A lot of people are benefiting from this, and we need to continue to share this, and we just need to get more people, who can spend the time, whether on the weekend or during the day, to hold these sessions, even if it's 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm doing the call to everyone. We need your voice. Okay, Imoro, go ahead, and then after that we'll have AY.
Yes, thank you. One thing that we are outside the country that helps us is that we are not under the threat of being arrested, or we're not on. But I think of the people. I think of our people back there on the ground in Nigeria. Some of them are really bold. I think of what happened in October of 2020. Those young people, even to the point of losing their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. The blood stained on the Nigerian flag.
Yeah.
All those young people demonstrated to us that there are people in Nigeria who can be bold.
Yeah.
Who can even put their life at risk.
Yeah.
Now, what are we, this is February of 2022. It's about a year from now, these elections are scheduled to take place. What is our strategy in terms, because we have talked of strategizing, okay? We have people like Governor Wike, Governor Otram, and others. We have Danjuma. We have people of this kind who support jettisoning this constitution and taking back our land and taking back what is ours. These young people, You see, for example, I shared this poster that one young person made. It generated some response. People were asking or saying, it generated a response from someone and so forth. I've talked about this. And basically, what I'm saying is, why can't we, because we have to do some clandestine work, why can't we get some of these people involved in Nigeria in a clandestine way and get, how many of these people who are not educated like you and me understand these things? How much is it going into their languages? So that is the strategy we really need to come up with, how we're going to reach, especially the young people. If we get the young people with us, I think something can happen.
Okay, sorry, Moro. The strategy, we're going to be having a meeting, not on the live stream, so you're going to be part of those meetings, as I mentioned previously. Now that we've got a lot of our people back healthy, we'll be having those conversations about the strategy and how we execute to it. But for right now, let's have AY to give us his thoughts, and then after that we have Mandela.
Okay. Look, I want to really keep this very simple. One of the things that we've got to do is to, our goal right now is to reach the critical mass.
Yes.
That is where we need to go. Our messaging or whatever it is, and I don't want to talk about it because of what you said, what we need to do right now is to give people information.
Yes.
To make them awake. Not just any kind of information, but simple, clear, concise information to make them know what is theirs. You said a word earlier on, birthright. Now, you've heard me say something about 0.3% of the GDP, mining and all that. There is reason behind what I'm saying. Let me see if I can. Have I got a couple of minutes to show you a writing, or do you want me to just talk?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me just see if I can share your screen, and you can all see what I'm seeing right now. Share. I'm going to share that screen. Now, can you see what I'm seeing on the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yeah, you need to go. Yeah, the mining of minerals in Nigeria accounts for about 0.3%
of the gross domestic product.
Yeah.
0.3%. Now, here's something I want people to look at. I want you to look at the line which I'm going to highlight. I want you to look at this line. Rights of ownership of mineral resources is held by the federal government. That is in all parts of the nation. We need to understand that.
Actually, Zamfara gold belongs to
I
Zamfara.
I know. Well, this is what, but
the South oil belongs to Nigeria.
Now,
let's clarify that.
This is the thing. Now, when they say to us, Zamfara gold belongs to Zamfara, what they're saying is the northern gold belongs to North, the southern oil belongs to North, everything belongs to North.
And the gas in the north belongs to the north because it's not producing towards Nigeria,
exactly.
Right? And let me just say, when I'm talking about the north, I'm not talking about the Hausas. We are talking about the non-indigenous Fulanis who have captured the north.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed.
The Hausas are indigenous to Nigeria.
Now,
and we all lived together for a long time.
Exactly. Now, the thing I really want to bring in is I want us to be fully aware that our oppression has nothing to do with praying, has nothing to do with Jesus, has nothing to do with Allah. It's to do with those who are in power. They have taken away our right to our birthright. And you see it in black and white. Now, they further put it into the constitution under the 68 exclusive items. Anybody, anywhere in the across the whole of the South, you cannot touch anything in your own land. So tell me, how are you expected to survive? These are the kind of information our people need. And we need to trigger our people to join the struggle, to wake them up, because our people are asleep. So I just wanted to just bring that as a point.
That's actually that's a good segue into the start of our conversation next week. That's actually number 3 on our list for today. But
it's important.
So that's a good segue because we're going to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And with that conversation, we're also going to have a conversation about the Federation accounts, how those resources are being divided. so that you can see how your assets have been divided, where Zamfara is keeping their gold. I'm just saying. Okay, Mandela, you're up. We have a couple of minutes before we sign up for today. Go ahead, Mandela.
I greet all of you, my good old friends. Happy New Year.
Zeb, not Mandela.
Zeb, are you the Mandela?
Welcome.
Mr. Zeb, are you the Mandela?
Yes. Yes,
welcome, Sam.
Welcome.
I'm happy to see all of you. And I raised my hand to give my special greeting to my brother, Elder Tango. I hope he's still there.
Yeah. I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
I just decided to thank you for checking in, Tango.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Are you seeing me?
Yes, I saw you very well when you were speaking. Wonderful. Yes, I'm seeing you now. Yeah. So my brothers, yes, and my sisters, it's been a nice conference you're having today. I'm sorry, I'm in another meeting. That's why.
I will be joining one now too.
Yes. Now, for the people ask question, what shall we do? Now, this year, I'm going a little wild, right? So I open my mouth and I say, what you got to do, especially those of you in the diaspora. You don't need a lot of money to mobilize the people in your village.
Absolutely.
In your village. Mobilize the people in your village and get the youth in your village to lay a ban on political anything in that village. Anything political 2020, let it be banned in your village. And when I say banned, I mean banned. The people in my village say no campaign for 2023. If you come to campaign in my village for 2023, we are gonna stone you. As simple as that. It is as simple as that because it is about my freedom, my life.
That right, future.
It's about my life. If you come to campaign in my village, we are going to stone you. And if we find out that you are going for a post, you are going to the Senate or wherever in 2023, we are going to stone you because you are our enemy. That's as simple as that. Go with this message. Go with this message to every village.
Okay. Let's not stone anybody yet.
Yes.
Let's just make sure that we stop them, but let's not stone them.
Yes,
okay?
yes, because that could be, because we have to be very.
I like the idea.
I like that idea.
We are going to make it very clear.
Politicians can themselves stage manage violence.
We're going to make that very clear.
But
guys, we have a couple of minutes here. We're like way over time. So I'm going to give Stephen. Go ahead to make a comment, and then we're going to be rounding up. We're going to continue next week, and then, like I said, we're going to start, with where we ended. The great segue that AY brought on, which is about the assets, because it's a birthright. Freedom is a birthright. Right to life is a birthright.
Indeed.
Okay. So, Stephen, so that's what we're going to start next week. We have 8 items. Stephen, go ahead, please.
Happy New Year.
Happy
My question is this. We've talked about reaching out to our people. When we say our people, and we define our people as the diaspora, the bigger majority that are not in the movement now, or the people at ground zero who either have not heard or have turned deaf ears. Part one of my question. Part two, towards the end of last year, we verbally laid out a game plan for early this year to start a continuous campaign, outreach campaign across states, specifically mapped by weather zones. Are we going to embark on that calendar going forward since we're just starting on this new year?
Yes.
Please enlighten me.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later, Stephen. That's the meeting that we're going to have. Like I said, last year we had several meetings on that topic, And actually, Evangelist has the to provide us with a schedule that we're going to review. So I'm going to reach out to him because he was supposed to have that schedule ready so that we'll be able to share that schedule with everyone and start getting everyone kind of up to speed on what they need to do. But yes, now your first question, I think, is the more pertinent one to this conversation, which is who are we reaching out to, right? And the unfortunate answer is that while we are reaching out to the masses, because it is the masses that's going to deliver our freedom, there's no ifs, buts, or wherefores about that. You need the numbers. We also need to reach those in the diaspora, because a lot of the people in the diaspora are also sold into the corrupted political system that you go in as a bus boy and come out as a multi-billionaire while 90 million people are dying from poverty. Okay, so the diaspora, there's a lot of convincing that needs to happen here, unfortunately, Stephen, because like I said, they all have eyes on the prize, which is to be part of that political elite that is eating the fat of the land, while almost 50% of the people are living in abject poverty, and that's abject poverty. So they're killing our own people with their cars and airplanes and foreign homes and big homes and farms and hotels and everything else. Okay, so we are reaching the masses and we're going to concentrate on that, but we also need to reach those in the diaspora because there are minds to be changed. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And we need both approaches to be able to be successful. Okay, so some last words. AY, I'm going to let you have some last words, and then I'll have Modupe and Donald, and then I will close. We only have a couple of minutes, so make it short.
Okay.
And make it cute.
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. What I would like to say in most of all is that look, we have to really build our efforts towards reaching the masses. That word, I like that word, critical mass. Everything we're doing, we must be thinking our end goal is how are we going to reach the people in the village? How are we making sure that message reaches them? Simple, clear terms. Make them connect with them, because they are the people that are going to really get us to where we need to get to. We need them more than they need us, almost, because we have the message that they need from us. So, and that is what I want us all to work on. Everything else that's our foundation. Everything else we can build on, strategize, we can do that. But reaching our people, especially the young ones who are killing themselves in the illusion, thinking if you kill and go and kill somebody, you become rich. It's a lie. Your wealth is in your soil. You've got gold in your shoe. You got bitumen for your roads. And in 2018, the government imported $2 million of bitumen from Italy. And we have bitumen in Lagos, we have bitumen in Ogun State. These are things that our people should be aware of. Look, I could go on.
And our government processes our oil in Niger.
Thank you.
And there's no refinery in the South that owns the oil. I'm just saying. Okay. Yes.
So
just wrap up so that we can move on to the next person. We only have a couple of minutes.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, Modupe, final word.
Hey, Jean.
Okay, is that final?
Jean.
Yeah.
Please, can you permit me just one sentence of thanks?
Let's you can be the end wrap. Let's just have Modupe give her.
Let him go.
Okay, if you want to do it now, go ahead then.
Thank you. I just want to say a big thank you to my brother from the Southeast who wants to adopt the military style education about not voting in 2023. One of my friends was waving at me when he was saying that, and I was nodding my head too, because we've had quite a conversation about that because the people we are dealing with, they are not too easy to be educated calmly.
See, because we don't have guns, we don't have anything, so we have stones.
Exactly.
That's our David Stone.
No stoning.
So there might be small stones, but we get stones. So political people, your people get stones.
Thank you.
They don't
Thank
get
you, Dr.
rights,
Dupe.
but they get stones. Paul wants to speak. Paul, you're welcome. And then after that, Modupe will come to you. Sorry, Paul, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Paul.
Where are you, Paul?
Hello, Jean. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, so sorry, I joined late. Like I told you in my text yesterday, I was busy.
Yeah, that's
I've been busy with this heavy snow here in Massachusetts and all that. So I've been listening to what has been said, and I think it's a good way to go. In my own little way, I've been talking to some of my the groups I belong to and some people from my place as well. My hometown, as you know, is in Imo State. It's one of the places the military has been going every now and then to in the case of getting out IPOB, and in process they burn down houses, kill people and all that. So people are already fed up with the whole situation, and they really want to change, and they know it's the constitution, like some of us used to tell them. So I will keep talking, and whatever information that is spread out here, I will pass as well and do my little research and contribute future discourse. Thank you.
Yeah, so again, just so everybody knows, I mean, like a lot of the people here are the people who are passionate about this. And so we're going to be having a discussion. And yes, you're going to have to put your money where your mouth is. All of us have to. I mean, there's no tomorrow at this point. You know, today, every day is our today, and we have to make use of it. So everyone, do your budgets, cut out your Starbucks coffee and make your own coffee and take the difference and put it in a container. And in a month, that could even be $100. So those of you that drink so much coffee, I'm just saying. So we're going to go to where we are going to be very strategic in our budgets and how we eat and what we drink, and eating out, cook your food. It's cheaper. And put the difference. And let me give you a good story. I'm going to give you this story because this is important. Because the church that I go to is called Willow Creek. And we had a time where everyone was supposed to just eat plain rice, right? Plain rice and bread, and just the Daniel diet or whatever. And then bring no coffee, no Starbucks, none of that, and bring the amount to church. Do you guys want to know how much money that raised? $20 million. $20 million. It's a big church. It's a big church, and this is over a month. But that's how much we don't have to eat. I'm just saying, okay? We don't have that many people because they've got, hundreds of thousands of people there, right? But the point is, it just takes just a little bit of change in the way that we do things for us to be able to afford this movement while we're getting other people who actually have the big bucks to come on board. We've got to be smart about the way we use the money. We have to be smart about the way that we get the message out, but we can do this, okay? We can do this. I'm with Okenze. We can do this. We have the time. We can do this. I'm with everybody else here that believes that we can do this. Okay, so thank you all very much, everyone, for coming. Next week, same time, every week, same time. We're going to be dissecting this information, but expect meeting invites so that we can actually lay out and continue the discussions that we had last year, and actually go to the things that we need to produce, the things that we need to do. Okenze actually has already started producing some of the stuff that we need. Other people are producing stuff in other languages as well. We're going to need those who can translate messages into the videos that we have, the messages that we have into the different languages, so that we can start sending them out, not in English, but in Pidgin, in Igbo, in Yoruba, in Hausa for the Middle Belt, and some of the other key languages as well. Okay, that's something that we can do. We have the resources here, so please let's get a hold of those resources. We've got lots of videos and materials that need to be translated and need to travel. If you don't have a Twitter account at this point, shame on you. Shame, shame, shame on you. By the time we have this meeting next week, everyone must have a Twitter handle and must follow the Twitter handles that we're tweeting with, and be out there giving the messages out. That's where the young people are. Come on, guys. We might be older. We need to go to where the young people are. Alrighty? Okay. Again, thank you all very much. Same time next week. I appreciate everyone. And we'll have a bigger audience because we did this short notice, so just so that we can be a little bit more focused in our first discussion. But yeah, there's so much to talk about when you start talking about what's going on in Nigeria. But next time we'll try to keep it more focused. Yeah. We'll only have 2 people that will talk about the topic so that we can get through it. It's not that we don't want to hear your voice. It's just that we're trying to get through the material so that we can have enough information out there for people to be able to get to. Theodore, thank you very much for coming. Mandela.
Jean, I thought Dr. Dupa was going to be next.
Yeah, we're kind of like way over time at this point. So my sister, you get to moderate next week, as you well know. So thank you all very much. Vivo, I don't know who Vivo is, but you can say a quick word to us as we are signing off right now.
Hi, I don't know if it's, my name is Chido Onuma, if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. You've got exactly 1 minute. You are welcome.
No, well, I just listened and I've been following just wanted to know what the Twitter handle is.
Oh, okay. At Freedom from NGR. At Freedom from NGR. And then yeah, let me put it in here so that everyone knows what to follow and to send out to other people as well. Where is everyone? Everyone. Okay. This one is at okay. So it's at Freedom from Nigeria. Keeping it very simple. Citizen AY, what's your Twitter handle again?
At Citizen AY. That's correct, yes. That's it, at Citizen AY. It's on there. Let me just quickly. So that will just bring it up. That way we can
some of the other ones that we have.
Citizen AY, can we I wanted to set up a room in the clubhouse for Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know if you'll be around.
What time? I have a prior meeting, but let's
for Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, guys, let's talk about this offline. Let us get off
we will.
air.
Donald, just text me your WhatsApp me Donald's number.
I'll provide him with the information, guys.
Same name.
Yeah.
Same name on the clubhouse. Clubhouse.
Okay. Good. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. Thank you all very much again. And yeah, we're going to keep this 1.5 hours next week, not 2 hours.
Okay.
And we will only have 2 people commenting because we've got 6 more things that we need to talk about. So again, thank you all very much. And make sure you have your Twitter handle. If I don't see you following the Twitter handle, there's going to be a problem. Okay. Thank you very much. And have a good evening. Have a good weekend.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, so everybody, just a quick one. Give me a second. We've ended the broadcast there, but I'll be bringing this back in a sec. I just want to say 1 or 2 words before I leave. Those of you, I'm just going to bring
recording in progress.
So we
recording stopped.
Ìpàdé tó wáyé sìn, ìpàdé yẹn ó já sí orí pé bí àwa Yorùbá àti àwa Ìgbò, àwọn Ìgbò àti àwa Middle Belt bá ṣe máa sowọ́ pọ̀. Ṣe rí ibi tá à ń lọ yìí, a lè dá ṣe kínní. Gbogbo wa lápapọ̀ wa aláti sowọ́ pọ̀. Àwọn ará bí wọ́n fẹ́ kó wa sínú gbèkùn títí ayérayé. Àwa dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ já kúrò nínú oko ẹrú tó kó wa sí yìí. Èyí tí ó ṣe pàtàkì jùlọ fún gbogbo wa ká ṣe ni pé ká ní sùúrù aláti ní sùúrù fúnra wa. Ibi tá à ń lọ yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì ká kọjú síbẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ tún rán gbogbo àwa ọmọ Yorùbá létí nílẹ̀ wa o pé n tó ṣe pàtàkì jùlọ báyìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ni pé ìdáàbòbò ní gbogbo ìgbèríko abúlé ìlú kékeré ìlú ńlá ìdáàbòbò àwọn èèyàn wa ó ṣe pàtàkì. A mú àwọn àṣírí kan a fi hàn láìpẹ́ yìí múdà kí mo máa jáde máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ tó bá ti mo sọ ní èdè ìbò mi mọ̀ bí wọ́n á sọ lédè wa. Àwọn ará bí yìí wọ́n ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé ó dà kí mo sọ màá tún mẹ́nubà wọ́n ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé nǹkan àlùmọ́ọ́nì wa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi àpẹẹrẹ kan hàn yín. Mo fẹ́ fi àpẹẹrẹ kékeré kan hàn yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wo ètò yẹn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ṣe rí tí wà mí báyìí tẹ́ ń rí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi mo kàn fẹ́ kí ẹ mọ̀ pé tí ó wà nù lẹ́wà rẹ̀ o àlùmọ́nì tó wà nù lẹ́wà òun lẹ̀ ń rí yẹn ohun tí ó dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé àwọn ará bíi wọ́n gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé tó bá jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní Jigawa wọ́n sọ pé góòlù tó wà ní Jigawa góòlù àwọn ni àmọ́ góòlù tó wà lọ́ṣùn wọ́n á pè ní góòlù tiwọn àwa ò lè débẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ wa ń jìyà nǹkan tó ń wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn góòlù ni o ó dẹ̀ ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé ọmọ wọn tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń lé ibi tó máa ti gbé rí góòlù nílẹ̀ tiwa ṣe náà máa lé àwa Yorùbá wọ́n á lé wa kúrò lórí ilẹ̀ tí bàbá ta wá o ẹjọ́ yé wa tí a ṣe ń sọ ní tà ń sọ rè kìdá iṣẹ́ àwa nìkan ló ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ní ilẹ̀ àwọn Abia ní Abia State wọ́n ní 100 ibi tí wọ́n ti gbé ń wa epo 100 ilẹ̀ 100 tó ti gbé ń wa epo mo mọ̀ pé bàtà bá lọ yẹ̀ wò púpọ̀ nú àwọn tí wọ́n ti fún ní ibi tó ti ń wa epo yẹn nínú 100 yẹn ó máa jẹ́ àwọn Haúsá àti kàbí kan méjì àánú àwọn Ìgbò àtàwa Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ kí ó yé wa pé ẹ̀tọ́ wa là ń jà fún a fẹ́ gba òmìnira wọ́n ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn alálẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa àwọn àgbààgbà wa àwọn tó ń dá ilẹ̀ wa ilẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ tó ń dálẹ̀ wọ́n ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé wọ́n wá ń fìyà jẹ wá lórí ilẹ̀ bàbá tàwa àwa gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́ torí ọmọ ọkọ là wá ìyẹn lèmi ń sọ ọmọ ọkọ ni wá torí náà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tá bá ń bá àwọn tó kù sọ̀rọ̀ pé à ń ṣèpàdé à ń ṣe yìí pé kó lè yé gbogbo wa náà ní ká sọ jí ẹ wò mo ṣe ń sọ fún yín sìn ìjọba gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé nǹkan tó jẹ́ tèmi àtẹ̀yìn adẹ̀dákẹ́dẹ̀ ń wò àwọn ọmọ wọn dẹ̀ ń jìyà nítorí ẹ̀ àwa táwa lókè òkun gan tá bá dé pé tá bá ṣe gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ ká gbé gbogbo wa kò sẹ́ni tó máa kúrò ńlẹ̀ àwọn àjèjì ló máa wá kí wa lọ́dọ̀ wa pé ẹjọ́ kílẹ̀ lè fún wa àmọ́ nǹkan tá ní wọ́n ń fi jẹ wá ń yà àsìkò tó ká gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa padà ohun tí mo fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwa ọmọ Yorùbá tí a wà lórí ètò tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lénìí a tún máa ṣe ètò yìí ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ a ṣe kọ́lọ́n fún wa ṣe àwa ń bẹ̀ a tún máa ṣe àwọn ètò kan sí léraléra lórí nǹkan tí a sọ ń sìn àmọ́ ó ṣe pàtàkì pé ká mọ̀ pé àsìkò tá a wà yìí o n tó ṣe kókó jù ni pé ká kọ́kọ́ dáàbò bo ara wa ẹni tó bá wà láyé ló lè sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ará bíi wọ́n ti yí wa ká mo ń bá àwọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí wọ́n ní wọ́n ti wà nínú gbogbo àdúgbò wa tẹ́ pé wọ́n ń dúró de àmì pé ó yá kán bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ìdúró òsì ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ òsì fún ẹni tó gbé odó mì ó kù sí ọwọ́ wa ń sìn kí àwa gbé ìgbésẹ̀ yẹn ká dáàbò bo ara wa ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú kì í ṣe pé bóyá a fi ń sọ pé kíní kan àkànṣọ àwa tún mẹ́nu bà pé ẹ̀tọ́ ó di dandan sẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n láti fi olóyè Sunday Igboho lẹ̀ wọ́n láti fi olóyè Sunday Igboho lẹ̀ kán fi sílẹ̀ olóyè Sunday Igboho kò bá ẹnikẹ́ni jà wọ́n ń béèrè fún wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbé àwa ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́yìn àwa tún tẹnumọ́ àdèmọ́ máa tẹnumọ́ lórí ètò wa olóyè Sunday Igboho kò ń ṣe ẹni burúkú rárá ẹni ire ni ọmọ Yorùbá tí ó dúró tán fún àwa ọmọ Yorùbá láti gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa padà adẹ̀ láti gbé wọn lẹ́yìn àwa dẹ̀ ń sọ pé ìjọba wọn láti fi wọn lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn méjì tí wọ́n pa nílé olóyè Sunday Igboho àfà kọ́lọ́n fọ́rùkẹ́ àti Adogan àwọn méjèèjì tí wọ́n pa wọ́n láti fi òkú wọn lẹ̀ ntí a gbọ́dọ̀ máa tẹnumọ́ ẹ máa sọ gbogbo eléyìí fún àwọn èèyàn wa ìdáàbòbò àti kan fi olóyè sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú pé lórí yẹn a ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú ilẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ ọmọ ilẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ ni wá a dẹ̀ máa padà di olórí lórí ilẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ láṣẹ Ìdùmarè láṣẹ àwọn alálẹ̀ láṣẹ Oòduà a ṣe é ṣe fún gbogbo wa ẹ wo mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ní rí jù báyìí lọ lálẹ́ yìí a tún máa mú ètò yìí wá a dúpẹ́ pé ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa díẹ̀díẹ̀ náà ni ìgbésẹ̀ tí a máa gbé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ìṣọ̀kan láàrin wa ó ṣe pàtàkì pé à ń bára wa jà lágbájá ṣe kinní kan tọ̀hún kò gbé wa débì kankan à ń fún àwọn tó ń gbé wa sínú gbèkùn tó ń kó wa sóko ẹrú à ń fún wọn ní agbára ni ẹ jẹ́ kí a fi ohùn ṣọ̀kan ká túbọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú ká ní kí ẹni bá wà nílé kó sọ fún toko àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ kí gbogbo wa ká lè gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ ká gbé ká gba òmìnira yìí ó ṣeé ṣe àwọn bàbá wa ẹ gbọ́ lórí nígbà táwọn wọ́n ṣèpàdé nínú ìlànà lánàá pé a fẹ́ ṣe owó bí a máa pèsè a máa tu owó jọ láti lè gbé ẹjọ́ yìí lọ sí ilé adájọ́ pé kán lè sọ pé ẹ wá o òfin tó gbé wa lórí o òfin burúkú ni òfin tó burú ni àwọn ò fẹ́ àwa dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti kúrò lábẹ́ òfin burúkú náà la ṣe ń lọ fún referendum yìí bóyá a lè ṣe yẹn ara àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tá a máa sọ náà nìyẹn ẹ wò ẹ ṣeun mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa àrùjù báyìí lọ àtúmọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́tà ṣẹ́gbọ́ àtúmọ̀ kí yín àtúmọ̀ rí yín bá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè á ṣe é ṣe fún wa ká tó lọ mo lè sáré kọ ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré kọ orin ìbílẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká wò tó bá ṣe mò ń bọ̀ bolówà náà so ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ orin ìbílẹ̀ ká fi ṣe torí ó ṣe pàtàkì ibi tá à ń lọ yìí a fẹ́ gbàmìlera fáwọn ọmọ wa tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn òun náà la ṣe ń ṣe kínní.
ẹ jẹ́ kí a kọ orin orílẹ̀-èdè wa.
Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wá, orílẹ̀ ìbí wa, tàgbéga, tàgbéga, tàgbéga fáyé rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé láti bẹ̀rù làgbọ́ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́.
ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́ fún bí ẹ ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ wa kò ní sí wa kò ní rẹ̀ wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ìmìnira tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rántí pé n tẹ́ ń wò yìí góòlù ni nílẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ẹ̀tọ́ wa ní àsìkò tó kí a dúró tán ká gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn amúnisìn tán kó wa sí oko ẹrú aláti gba ara wa kúrò nínú oko ẹrú lápapọ̀ wa ẹ ṣeun ó ti ṣeé ṣe fún wa àmì àṣẹ ẹ ṣeun ó dìgbà kan náà ẹ ṣeun.